All right, everybody, welcome in. This is a special reading I want to do as it relates to the Lionsgate energy. Some of you know about Lionsgate. It is an energetic portal that opens around July 26th and goes all the way through to August 12th. The peak of it is August 8th, 8/8. And in this year of 2024, if you add 2000 to 4, that's another 8. So we're getting this really powerful energy of action. Eights are about industry, about doing something, about putting time and energy towards something in a very methodical way, right? The Eight of Pentacles, if you look at that. And part of the reason that we look to the Lionsgate portal is because of Sirius. It is our spiritual star. It is a most people think about Sirius as the sort of dawning of a new year when Sirius is in alignment with Orion. Okay. And this is what's happening during Lionsgate. So it brings us a lot of energy. It brings us a lot of time for us to step in and take action on something, whatever that might be for you. So I wanted to do this pick a card reading. Pick a card readings more than regular tarot readings when there's sort of one message or there's one option and you see the title, you see it's for Gemini or Aquarius or Capricorn, and it draws you or it doesn't draw you, right? That is your intuition. So in a pick a card reading, you're really asked, and I'm, holding space in this 888 portal because it starts on July 26th. So let's get cracking. I'm really holding space for you to choose a path for yourself where you're going to put some time and energy toward a thing, sustain time and energy. And it is a spiritual path calling for you. So some of you know what this is already. Some of you are kind of like, I don't know what my calling is. But this is a great time for you to get in alignment with your own power, because that's part of the path. It's not just like, oh, here's the path and this is what it is. Part of the path is finding the path. Okay. So I want to empower you during this reading for you to choose one of these three choices, right? This is the rose quartz. One of the things that I most love about rose quartz is just the beautiful energy of love that's coming through this. This is a clear quartz, and this is a very powerful conductor of spiritual energy. This is citrine. In many ways, it has to do with abundance. So all of these stones have something in common. And what I'm asking for, I'm holding space for, what I'm aligning with is power for you. So which of these three really calls to you? Doesn't have to have a definition of love or abundance of, money or anything like that. It's just, what is your heart kind of opening to? And then choose accordingly. Okay. So this is group A, this is group B, and this is group C. And I am going to do the readings in that order. So do yourself a favor and choose first, and then watch that reading. And then if that's not aligning with you, a lot of times people will watch the other ones, but I want you to see with your own intuitive eyes why you were called to that particular reading. If you are called to a reading and you're like, actually, no, or you feel really strongly no about it, that's even more positive kind of reinforcement for me that says, hey, there's something in there for you. Okay. So these are the three readings. Let's get started. All right, so welcome back. Group A. Let's see what messages want to come through for Group A. If you've chosen Group A for your message from the Lionsgate portal or in Lionsgate time. Let's see where we're going here for Group A. Okay. It's like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I'm getting this energy of hurry up. Okay, so shift. Yes. Earth. And the key, talisman. Some of you may already have felt a major shift happening in your life and on the earth in general, riding the waves of energy that I've been talking about for the last few weeks. And I really want to say to you that whoever is watching this reading, you have found or you are finding the key that will unlock abundance for you in the future. You're finding it right now, or you're feeling either pulled or pushed or something like that. And it's like, oh, can't I just stay where I am? Why can't I have the key and stay where I am? I just feel like the universe is really pushing you right now or pulling you in some way. And there's just like this last something. There's like a last, like, I don't want to leave this place. I don't want to move on from this situation. I just want it to be something different than what it is. I want to incorporate it all, but that's not really what's being asked of you here. What's being asked of you here is to take that step, take that leap into the future, and very fool kind of energy. Absolutely what I'm picking up here. King of Swords underneath. 10 of Wands. 3 of Wands. Page of Swords. Oh, I love this. And the Hermit. So I think you know exactly what's going on here. I think you know exactly that your job is to stop overdoing things or stop over. This is not really about ruminating, but because it's King of Swords here, I almost feel like you're the guardian at the gate of your own mind and your own energy right now. You can make choices. You can make lots of different choices. This is not requiring you to do everything for everybody. You see other people doing that. It's getting them nowhere. Your job as the King of Swords is to kind of look out over your kingdom here. The 3 of Wands and the Page of Swords. There's some kind of message coming in for you that's going to help you transmute the energies of overdoing, overthinking, overworking, some kind of over energy, doing too much. Like you think you have to do, but that's not really true. What you're being asked to do is take in, to move from the belief system that I have to be productive in order to be valuable. And instead, your wisdom is valuable. You get it? Like your wisdom is valuable. So this is like almost like moving. I mean, we are talking about 888 and 8, whenever 8 comes up in the reading, 8 of Pentacles, especially, it is about like the doobie. It is about the person who does, okay, who puts in time and effort. It's like hourly. It's like working hourly. What's being paid for is your time, and it doesn't matter whether you put in super duper value for those hours or no value for those hours. I'm not saying that people who work hourly have no value. In fact, just the opposite. What I'm saying here is that the hours or the time that you have put in have been super valuable. Okay. And now you kind of move into this place where you are holding the key, like you know exactly what to do. So this is the 8 of Pentacles can sometimes being like learning your craft, learning how to be in relationship, learning how to do a certain skill, learning. And with learning comes mistakes and comes, more learning. Okay. So I've learned from my mistake. Oh, wow. So now I'm kind of laddering up in terms of my proficiency or my acuity, my ability to know the answers, because I've been down these roads. I've done all these things before. There's no reason for me to do it again. Good for you. So this is a spiritual leveling up, because you've been down a lot of these roads before, and there's no reason to redo it. You've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Okay. Lots of spirituals on that one. So you're showing up as the Hanged Man. This is about surrendering to the path. And when you have been down all those roads and you have done all those things, then you can, like, someone poses a question to you, like you just know, because you've already done this, already been. Thanks a lot. Hanged Man, 5 of Cups, 3 of Cups. Some of you are afraid to move down this road because of what you will lose. Very focused on the what I'm going to leave behind rather than what's in front of me. It's time to focus on what's in front of you. I feel like there might be a changing of the guard in terms of friend groups, or this is very Aquarian energy here. And so you're having wisdom to bring to the tribe, and some people will drop out and other people will come in. The key is to just surrender to this path right now. and not be focused on what's going to be lost. Like maybe you liked going down those roads and banging your head against a brick wall. Maybe you enjoyed that, or maybe it just felt you made you feel productive in some way. All right, let's keep going here. 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, 6 of Cups, the Sun. There's Leo energy, Judgment, and the 6 of Pentacles. What you have is something that other people need. Your knowledge, your experience, your wisdom. It's like now you can, so even for yourself, this is not about only becoming a guru, which you could be becoming. That's awesome. But it's also about you now seeing the red flags and not going down that road anymore. It's like, what a victory. What a victory, especially if you have had relationship, because this is rose quartz we're talking about here too. Especially if you have had relationship after relationship, whether it's friends, it's family, it's coworkers and boss, it's love relationships. You've had all the experiences. You have everything you need. You've done enough learning to be elevated into this level of teacher or guru or something like that. And I almost feel like you might have pushed back on it for a while because that would separate you from people who are sort of not on that frequency or not on that energy level. There's something about humble too. Like I don't want to seem like I'm too big for my britches, or like egoically stepping into being a guru. And oh my God, every time I say that word, you're like, oh, right. So there's something about that. And this also has to do with a person coming back around in your life that you have tried and tried and tried multiple times to be together, and it never worked because you were refusing to leave behind an old way of doing things. But now you're not doing that anymore. Not doing that anymore. So the Sun and the Judgment and the 6 of Pentacles, other people are looking to you for lessons, for learning. And I do feel like there's a relationship here that's going to be inspirational to a lot of people. Some of you have been through the mill with this person. Some of you have been friend zoned by this person. Some of you have recognized that this is a twin flame, or this is a partner that somehow this needs to fit together. Somehow, right? Somehow, where am I going to get the key? Somehow this needs to come together. So 6 of Cups. This is really about you stepping into your future, stepping into a higher vibration, stepping into enlightenment, making that shift. Eight of Pentacles. I love it. 4 of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so your partner here too is somebody who is also of this philosophy that I have to be doing. It's almost like bordering on a little bit codependent, where I'm not valuable in a love relationship unless I have a certain something to offer to the relationship, but you are enough. And that sometimes that's not an easy thing to take in, because you and this person have built your reliability, your brand on doing. You know, extrapolate this out into your life about, there's a very famous business school story that talks about a man who owns a factory, and the factory stops, breaks down or something like that. And he brings in, a bunch of consultants, and they're all like asking him for, 3 months time. He's like, 3 months time? My business won't exist in 3 months if I don't get this up and running again. And finally, the last guy is like, 10 minutes. It'll be $100,000. And the guy is like, what are you talking about? 10 minutes? And he said, do you want your factory up and running in 10 minutes or not? And so the factory owner pays him the $100,000. The guy walks over to this one machine, tinkers around in the back, does something, boom, up and running goes the whole factory, and off we go. And the factory owner's like, oh my God, Why were all these other people asking me for 3 months and everything like that? He's like, because they had to learn what was going wrong before they could fix it. I've already learned what's going wrong, so all I had to do was make one adjustment, and that's it. I feel like that's where you are here. Ooh, tons of spirit chills on this one. You don't have to do this anymore. And so you're now up leveling into this way of expressing yourself, this that you're putting out this energetic frequency that your partner is responding to, but they still have this doobie kind of mentality. I'm only as valuable as my last uh, victory. I'm only as valuable as my ability to do something for you. This is something that needs to be healed because it isn't true. It's a lie you're telling yourself. It isn't true. You are constantly healing. You're constantly working through these things. You've learned, you've learned, you've learned. You are this energy of the hermit. You have a lot of wisdom, and now are going to be able to fix things in 10 minutes instead of 3 months. Right? You're not gonna blow off the red flags anymore. You're not gonna do that. And so this Lionsgate really is about you stepping into a lot of power. This is solar plexus energy here, and Archangel Gabriel. So your power and your thinking capacity are all connected now to heart, because that's where the wisdom is. Mm. Mm. All right, one more thing. Whoopsie. Harmonize. Let your light shine. That's happening. Unification. Aligning with abundance. 100%. Aligning with abundance. Speak your truth. Express yourself. What's underneath here? And divine order. Practice patience. So all of these elements here are now in place. You don't need to learn anything else as it relates to the path that is opening up for you in Lionsgate. You have everything you need. So let's go down that path and see what's there. If you want to continue with me, Group A, there's an extended for this. There's a link below. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue and we'll go on to Group B. Either way. All right, guys, welcome. Welcome, Group B. Let's use the Sacred Forest Oracle deck. I haven't used this deck in a while, so it was kind of calling to me out of the corner of my eye. So let's use this. For you, what's coming in for Group B during Lionsgate portal? Underneath is Foggy Bog, Patience, Pure Spirit, or Pine Spirit, Purification. Oh, I love that. And Moonlight Enchantment, Magic. So going from being very unclear to stepping into the light of magic, that's why I like clear quartz, because it is such a conductor of wisdom and guidance. And some of you who have been very confused as to the next steps in your life, what you're here to do, even what your path even is, I almost feel like you are putting some kind of purity test to things, meaning it has to be 100% right or there's zero chance I'm going to walk that road. And it's kind of holding you back, that kind of purity test thinking that somebody has to be 100% my partner. You know, I'm kind of an 85%er because I don't believe there's any such thing as a 100% purity test. And 85%, I can go along with 85%. You know, 5% is a throwaway that you're never gonna fix, or you're never gonna find that level of perfection. And then that 10% is where the work happens. So I just feel like you're doing away with that, and that's a really empowering thing to do right now. Oh, look at this, the Fool, 7 of Wands, very spiritual energy here. Hierophant, Knight of Cups, and the Devil energy. I almost feel like that purity test, or that belief that someone must be 100% the correct, this job has to have 100% of the things I want. This mission or purpose has to be showing itself to be 100% everything I want related to my growth and all of that. I just get the feeling that you're not really going to be learning as much because you'll be standing still more often. I don't believe in 100% purity, like I was just saying. And some of you, it's like, okay, you've got to give something enough time to see if it's going to be an important lesson for you or all about growth or something like that. If you shy away from growth because there could be pain involved, there's pain involved in everything that we do as humans, everything. Okay. Having a lovely, amazing doggy, you know what happens at the end of life. There's pain involved in the separation. That time comes. Same thing with love interests, and there's a cycle to everything, a beginning, a middle, and an end. There's always a cycle to things. And if you're kind of like pushing back on the idea that, I can't have an ending, then there's going to be no new beginnings kind of truth around a human experience that we're having. So some of you have refused to step into this new path. Say, nope, 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 nope. I'm only doing it if this is going to go the distance. Knight of Cups and the Hierophant. But you're missing out. There's some of you that are missing out by doing that. Some of you have really had some hard lessons over your life. And so you're like, okay, well, I'm not opening myself up to that again. So there's a lot of resistance here to doing what's next on the path. And patience, yes, but patience is not the same thing as kind of just standing still. Like, it may look the same. I'm going to stand still until things are 100% right. That's procrastination. And it's also like I'm not trusting the lessons that I've learned, or I'm not trusting myself. So what's calling to you is magic. And magic can be messy. I agree. Magic can be messy. 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. You've put in the work and effort. You've put in the work and effort. Look at, you have everything you need. Magician. 5 of Wands. More conflict here. Page of Wands. There it is. This is, I know this is the Emperor and this is Leo, or this is Aries, but there's the Lion. And so this Aries energy is cardinal fire energy. It's about stepping into it, and stepping into it around communication. This is Mercury energy. In August, we do have a Mercury retrograde happening. And this can be a reassessing and then taking action. So the Lionsgate portal, July 26th through the 19th, 18th, 19th of August, may be a time of being presented with this new path and resisting it for some kind of purity test, and then going, you know what? It's time to move forward. Okay, it's time to move forward. It's time for me to put my energy toward this direction. Destiny. I mean, man plans, God laughs. So there's something here about, yeah, well, this is destiny calling. It's really cute that you are pushing back on destiny, but 7 of Cups, 2 of Cups. I just feel like this is going to be a mixed bag. Okay, this is going to be a mixed bag. This is going to be someone who teaches you about love in a more exalted kind of way. This is somebody who is going to have a lot of surprises. You're going to have a lot of surprises with this person, but this is the path. This is the correct path. So if you have someone showing up, Aries, Gemini, Virgo, Sag, Taurus, Capricorn, I'm seeing here. So what is the confusion here? You might feel confusion is conflict. Like, if you're getting confusion, then this is saying this is not the right path for you. And a lot of times I used to do this too, that when I would do something and I would get some kind of resistance, or I would get some kind of pushback by making some kind of decision, I would automatically assume it was the wrong choice. But that's not true. Okay, that's not true. The 7 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles jumped out. You have some kind of mission and purpose with this person. 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, 3 of Swords. Look at those threes. 10 of Wands. Some of you are stepping away from a third party and making a choice to go toward a person who's single. This person may be a little bit younger than you. And all of these lessons, all of these things from the past are going to crop up again for you. You're going to have a lot of flashbacks, and flashbacks to really toxic things. This person I don't feel is toxic at all, but I do feel like this is about you learning about you. So in this relationship, this is about really unloading this codependent way of being, not doing that anymore, and feeling the fear of that, because a lot of times when we're codependent, we feel like that's controlling the situation for us, that we are doing something that's going to ensure a longevity with this person. But what's really being asked of you here is to be able to have boundaries, be able to speak your truth, even though you think the other person might disagree. Okay. Disagreement, again, a purity test. Just because we disagree about this one thing doesn't mean you're a bad person, or like extrapolate it out into the world. We've had a lot of disagreements lately, and a lot of relationships have ended because of those disagreements. It's like, well, if you don't agree with me, then we're done here. And I do feel like some of those relationships have had to go, especially if you were being, gaslit or in a toxic relationship, and it was just another example of how out of alignment you are. But now I feel like now we are stepping into a time when we need to learn how to be disagreeing with each other constructively, that it doesn't undermine our value or worth because I have a different belief system, or I have a different way of looking at the world, or this is something that I see as important to, I have a growth feeling about it. If it's about crushing other people and keeping other people back because I have a scarcity mentality, that if you get more, that means I get less, like that kind of stuff is going to go, because that's not even a purity test. That's kind of like a moral decision about coming from scarcity and lack. That's all you need to know. It doesn't come from love. It doesn't come from love. And so those kinds of relationships where there is a purity test about, you have to believe 100% of what I believe, or we're done here, or you have to be in 100% alignment, and you can't be creative in this way, and you can't, if you are grounded in the energy of love, and this other person is too, then you'll be able to work through things. But that's the thing. It's like, got to come from the same, it does have to come from the same platform. If I'm aligned with the energy of love and you are too, then disagreements are just that. They're disagreements. They're not moral judgments on another person's character, or they're not seeing the other person as somehow scary or different, or bad or worthless. Okay. This is really teaching us. I feel like this thing that's going on in the world right now is really teaching us to see each other as human beings, and as having the culmination of your experience. And so are we kind of removing this moral judgment about people? We've gone so far to this extreme that it's time to come back into a way of saying, hey, if there's a 85%, if we've got 85%, we're doing well. And if you want to work toward it and I want to work toward it, we have the same goals, then we're doing well. We're not like, oh, you have this one idea that I think is crackers, but I'm still not seeing it as diminishing the value and worth of you as a human being. That's something that needs to go. Okay. So this is a beautiful approach, because everybody has parts of themselves that they shadow. Everybody has parts of themselves that they don't want to share. And because they're ashamed of it. There's 5 of Pentacles here, which is shame. And there's also this 3 of Swords. Like, what if you don't love me because I'm not perfect? Well, newsflash, you're not perfect, but you're still worthy of love. Okay. Page of Wands in the middle here. Page of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Swords. Oh yeah. The 9 of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So this is part of the learning curve. This is part of the path, that we are seeing ourselves as not damaged for having experiences, but wise. Especially when we come from a place of self healing, from a place of love, a place of compassion. That is the highest vibration, not a sort of an uneven kind of love that has a purity test to it. We're coming from a place now, we're growing as a collective into the place where we are allowed to have all of our warts and thorns and bruises and bumps, and that makes us more worthy, right? That makes us more, I hate to say that, no, not more worthy. We're already worthy. We're already worthy. This makes us more capable, not less. So I feel like you're going toward this opportunity that you have been wanting and you've been pushing back because there's a purity test attached to it. So let's keep going. This is Group B, and we're going to go deeper into this reading. There's a link below if this is your reading. Otherwise, Group C starts right now. All right, Group C, welcome. Welcome to you. This was the deck I chose for Group C. This is the Mythic deck and this beautiful piece of citrine. So I just want, I didn't do this with the other two decks, but I just feel like a little bit of time to just kind of hold in your heart what message you're really looking for when I do this reading. That will help us co-create this together, no matter when you're watching this. That's my intention for all of these readings. So I just want to, for some reason, I'm saying that to Group C, which I didn't say to Group A and B, but there's something here about very co-creative energy for Group C. Okay, doing this. All right, what wants to come through for Group C? This is why. Orphaned. Deep knowing. The Fates. Anything that you have been either looking at as victim and through the lens of victim mentality, there's some kind of superpower in it. So some of you who have been looking through the lens of victimhood to a specific, not causal relationship between, some kind of causal relationship between this happened and then this is gonna happen or something like that. I feel like what's being asked of you here is to understand the difference between fate and destiny. And destiny is about opening up to our spiritual path. Yes, we all have free will, but there are things on our path karmically in this life that we are here to learn. That's part of the journey. And some of you are now and fate is like, stuff is just happening to me. I have no power to create it. It's the opposite. It's a co-creative force within the universe that you're really working with right now. And if some of you are feeling like you're on a different timeline, you are. Okay, it's time to leave any abandonment issues or victimhood mentality behind. It's time to do that because you're co-creating on a destined path. Let's not go back to the, I'm helpless or hopeless or any of that stuff, because that's simply not true. And you're hearing it. So I want you to kind of take that in, that things aren't just happening to you. Okay. 4 of Cups, 5 of Swords. This can show like a difficult upbringing, having people in your life who are gaslighting you and all of that. But now you've got power to step out of that, to be like, okay, I see the gaslighting. I see it for what it is. I get this image, and I've had this experience the last couple of days about getting outside of a bubble, especially a fear bubble of like, oh no, this is going to happen again. Oh my God, this is just happening to me, and getting out of it and going, holy crap, wait a second. This person wants me to think this. They want me to think that I have no power. My family wants me to believe I'm the black sheep, that I have no redeeming value, because it serves them. Who does it serve? That's the question you've always got to ask yourself. It's kind of like the follow the money. When I was growing up, the first news story I remember is Watergate. And John Dean. I remember reading his book quite as soon as it came out. I was a kid. And the zeitgeist, or the very 70s word, the belief that, how could this happen and everything like that. And the response was like, follow the money. Come on, let's follow the money. And it's like getting outside of this, oh, it just happened, and we're sitting ducks, and this is always going to be this way, to the idea that, like, actually we co-created that for some reason. We wanted to see through the veneer of kind of kingship. I hate to use that term these days, but like, where we put people on a pedestal, and we needed to have that person in office in order to show us that they're really human beings, but they're also in such a fucked up situation because of money, because of that. So let's bring this to you here. You're in a situation and you believe that there's a certain set of principles that you can't escape. That I'm always going to be a victim, that no one's ever going to give me a chance. It's, whatever those things are, it's like up to you to step outside of that bubble and go, wait a second. I didn't get that job because I didn't have the experience. I can go get the experience. It's not a death sentence. Wait a second, this person isn't coming back to me. Well, maybe it's not time yet, or maybe this person isn't for me, or it's like, let's start co-creating with the universe right now. 6 of Swords, beautiful, beautiful. Ace of Cups and the Star. So you are definitely on your way. The Moon card coming in here to releasing. We have full moon in Capricorn coming up. This is happening right before we get into Lionsgate. Lionsgate starts like July 26th, and it goes to like the 18th or 19th of August. It's a portal, which I talked about in the beginning, the intro to this, all these readings. The 5 of Swords and the 4 of Cups. You've been believing that other people have more power than you, or believing that other people are always going to win. It's time to purge that. Full moon in Capricorn, 29 degrees. It's time to purge anything that's become calcified and has created some kind of reality in your life that you want to get rid of. So what's the alternative? I'm stepping into this new way of being where I am not objectively targeted. I am not somebody who deserves this. I'm not somebody who attracts this anymore. I'm really shifting myself into being a co-creator with the universe. And this full moon in Capricorn is the first step. You are moving towards something, a new opportunity that comes from this healing. And it is also very healing for you. Like that. 7 of Cups. We had that in every reading. And so this is really about the lack of clarity that had existed. Yeah, that's over. 10 of Swords. You're not, look at that person. You have helpers, guides, protection, guardian angels. You have all this. That's Athena, the goddess of war, saying, hey, back off. My person needs time to recover from this, or time to shift the mindset. 6 of Pentacles. So you might need to ask for help from somebody. This is also something that you're going to teach other people how to do. So I would keep a journal. If you are coming out of this victim mentality and really stepping into your power, I would keep a journal as to how you did this. At some point, you're going to have a deep knowing about what the future holds, and that you are a co-creator of that in the future here. This Justice card. There's Athena again. Death. Scorpio. So Libra and Scorpio, Aquarius, Cancer, King of Pentacles. Look at that. 4 of Wands, 2 of Swords, 9 of Wands. I feel like there's somebody from your past, especially, could be a sibling, could be a parent, because this goes back into childhood of being kind of victimized, or being told that you're not good enough, or shamed, or something like that. And like now you're kind of, look at this, how this looks. And look at this. See, it's kind of like laying at the feet. You're laying this at the feet of the person who did it so that you can become abundant. You're giving credit where credit is due, if you want to call it from a positive perspective. You're saying, this is not who I am. This is what this other person chose to do. It's on them. Okay. And there's a live action version of Cinderella. Bet you didn't see that coming. A live action version of Cinderella, where after the ball, after the prince finds her, gives her the shoe, and she's the one. Um, she's the prince is waiting outside to take her off to her new life, and she's in the house with the wicked stepmother and her two stepsisters who have been so awful, which is kind of like this picture, right? The three furies. And she's in the house. Boy, am I getting a lot of spirit chills on this. She's in the house with them. And she goes to leave without kind of looking back, but she chooses to look back to her not to fairy godmother, to the wicked stepmother, and gives stepmothers a terrible name, but that's another story. Looks at the stepmother and says, I forgive you. She kind of like leaves it at the feet. She leaves it with them. And one of the things I know to be true about people who are narcissistic or who victimize other people, like, you get to leave, but they've got to stay with themselves. They don't get to leave that kind of ugliness behind unless they choose to. And certainly they can. But in this story, I just feel like you have somebody or a group of people who have chosen to undercut your self-confidence, who have not shown you real love, who have abandoned you, who have forced you to believe in victimhood as a way of life. And justice is here. Athena, you're now seeing this for what it is. It's a failing of these people, but it is not who you are. And you're like choosing not to believe in this anymore. Like, la, 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 la. Nothing you say can hurt me anymore. Nothing you say. And I am so much stronger for having this experience, because if I didn't have this experience, I couldn't become the teacher that I'm going to become. And you're also laying it at the feet of the person who did it, like just like the stepmother, like, here you go. This is on you now. You've got to work with this. I'm out of it. I've unhooked myself from this contract with you, and I'm walking into my new life to be the King of Pentacles. You no longer have power over me. I'm no longer putting you on a pedestal or looking to you for help, security, safety, any of those things. I'm like, you know what? I'm doing that for me. And I don't need a fairy godmother or a prince to help me know I can just move toward my life on my own. I can do this. And I'm going towards something that's really joyful. This is the radical self-acceptance. This is also radical self-healing. I really like this. So talk to me about this Nine of Wands. You're taking with you lessons that are meaningful. Hierophant, Emperor, Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Yes, you're taking lessons from the past. So controlling people. I'm just looking at these. These are giving me a kind of a negative energetic polarity, as opposed, because every card has negative and positive to it. When I'm asking about the Nine of Wands, I'm coming from a place of these lessons. Somebody tried to control you based on money or based on what you thought was going to be safe. Someone tried to control you out of their ego and their power, and their feeling that the reason that person did that is because they see how strong you are and they wanted to keep you down. Knight of Wands. This is about you flying free, or this can also be someone who abused your trust. They all might have abused your trust in a way. So you're stepping really into this Queen of Cups energy, this healed energy, this heart joyful energy. Some of you are actively moving away from a set of people or leaving behind a family or something like that. Tower, Five of Cups, Ace of Wands. Oh yeah, Temperance. So now that you see this, some of you are physically moving away. It's going to be a sudden opportunity. There'll be something offered to you suddenly. And there's a little bit of sadness here. Five of Cups. but you see it for what it is. You see it for the opportunity that it is. Then this becomes not the fates, but destiny. Destiny is showing up to lead you into your future once you've decided that this is a superpower and not a weakness. All right. I'm going to continue on with you, Group C. Let's go deeper into this. I want to see what you don't see coming. And I will also look at this future and what this looks like. All right. Link is below, Group C. I'll see you over there. All right. I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.